Today I'm very pleased, along with the Deputy Premier and the New South Wales Government and with the expert health advice of our public health team led by Dr Kerry Chant, to announce the 3 stages where New South Wales will reopen. We've already provided the roadmap for 70% double dose, and I can say quite confidently that we envisage 11th of October will be the day that we'll be able to adhere to that roadmap. And I just say to everybody across the state, thank you so much for your patience. It is just this week and next week that we have to hang in there for. We're nearly there. And let's not give up at the last minute. I know how hard it's been because we've all experienced what we've missed out on. And I think all of us will be thinking about what we can do on the 11th of October, who we'd like to see and what we'd like to do. And I just say to everybody, it's just this week and next week, please hang in there. We also envisage that there'll be a very short period of time between 70% and 80%, as little as 2 weeks, because of the rate of vaccination that we've seen, the take-up that we've seen. So I really ask everybody to exercise a lot of caution between 70% and 80%. So at 80% double dose vaccination, we can confirm that is when you'll be able to travel freely throughout New South Wales. We envisage that to be by the end of October. So we envisage that the 70% double dose will happen around on the 11th of October is when all that will kick in, and 80% will happen about a fortnight after that. But we ask everybody obviously to stay tuned so we can confirm those details. At 80%, you'll be able to go anywhere freely in New South Wales. You'll be able to stand up and have a drink at a pub. You'll be able to do, obviously consider international travel and other things at that number. Now, the 3rd stage of reopening will happen on the 1st of December. That is at least 4 or 5 weeks after we hit the 80% double dose. We envisage we'll have at least 90% of our adult population vaccinated by then. On the 1st of December is when unvaccinated people will be able to participate in particular events, and that's when the 2 square metre rule kicks in as well. So businesses will have the 4 square metre rule in place until the 1st of December, and there's a range of other things that kick in on that date. So I don't want to be the party pooper, but I've said let's not think about this as a freedom day, but let's think about this as a staged reopening to getting back to normal. But there's no doubt that for those of us who are fully vaccinated at the 70% double dose, life will feel so much better. Life will feel getting back to normal, and obviously a number of things kicking in at 80%, including community sport, regional travel, and a whole range of other things. And then on the 1st of December will be the final stage of reopening where unvaccinated people will be able to participate. Now, the only exception is that for places of worship at 80% double dose, unvaccinated people will be able to attend places of worship at 80% double dose, but that's it. And we ask people to exercise a huge degree of caution. Now, pleasingly, the hospitalisation rate has not been as high as we had seen in the modelling, and the ICU admissions have been a bit lower as well, but it doesn't mean we're out of the woods in terms of overwhelming our hospitals. Technically, we're still looking at our system being overwhelmed in October, and I just ask people to exercise caution there. We know that once we start reopening at 70% double dose, that the case numbers will go through the roof, but what will protect us is the fact that so many people have received at least the first dose of the vaccine, and those people will have that extra layer of protection against ending up in hospital or worse. And the vaccine has been our absolute weapon in fighting this Delta variant. And notwithstanding how hard it's been, when I look back, there isn't a single decision. We don't get everything right, but I don't regret for a second the strategy we undertook. I want to thank the public health team and health and all of the government agencies that worked with us in providing us that advice. And I hope that people can definitely see the light at the end of the tunnel. As I said, it's just this week and next week we have to get through. And I'm looking forward to joining those things, to enjoying those things all of us have missed out on. But I do want to stress, and I'm sure Dr Chant and the Deputy Premier will reinforce this, that between 70 and 80% double dose, which could be just a matter of weeks, we need to exercise a very high degree of caution. We don't want to see our hospital system overwhelmed, and we don't want to see our fantastic frontline staff go through all that stress of having to deal with people who are going through a horrific stage of illness. Again, a huge thanks. We're nearly there, and I want to thank everybody who has supported the New South Wales Government in putting this roadmap together. It provides certainty for business, certainty for individuals, and later this week or early next week we'll also be talking about some other details around what tracking and tracing and quarantine might look like during that time, between 70 and 80%, and also providing some further detail on compliance activity. Dr Chant will now give the health update. The Deputy Premier will talk in more detail around the aspects of the roadmap, including in particular in the regions. And I want to thank him and everyone who's been involved in supporting us putting together this roadmap for the people of New South Wales. And as the Premier, I can't feel prouder of the way in which the vaccination rates have gone. I think if you look at world experience anywhere, from where we were to where we've come, the way in which everybody's rallied together, and even though we've had some really difficult days, the people of New South Wales have stood together to achieve this outstanding result, and will now stand together as we move forward to enjoying those things in life we've been excluded from for too long. Thank you.